Hello, everyone. My name is Angela. I would like to say that I'm very grateful to be in this course with everyone this winter quarter. I have reviewed a lot of people's DQRs along um with their presentations. I think they are very insightful and very thought-provoking, so I hope I provide the same. I would just like to leave a little disclosure how I am feeling a little under the weather, so I do apologize if I do not sound that enthusiastic, but I am. I have kept this slide presentation short, but very informational, so I hope I'll get to my point. I also included a lot of personal experiences. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a good majority of it is me talking about myself and how I incorporated it to the clip. Today, I will be discussing or highlighting the primary themes discussed in Michael's Kimmel short clip. They go on about talking specifically on gender roles, masculinity, and even society's role and views, along with their expectations on gender. So, that being said, let's get started. In this slide, I wanted to provide some context. Kimmel shares an experience um, from a study group with other faculty members in the beginning of the video. One white woman in the group claimed that all women face the same oppression. This line can be found in 1 minute and 50 seconds. However, a black woman in the group disagreed. She pointed out that the white woman didn't consider race or one's appearance whatsoever. This matters because as a person of color, I have faced many racial encounters growing up. For example, I noticed that white girls or even specifically white boys at school would be excused for physically hitting another student, resulting in the school promoting violence. Just that. But I would get detention for wanting to go to recess immediately after lunch. Make that make sense. But I do agree that all women face oppression, but it's not the same oppression. The black woman then asked, when you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, what do you see? This could be found at 206. The white woman said she saw a woman, while the black woman saw a black woman first. She she here explains that race is visible to her, to me, but invisible to the white woman. This does a really good job illustrating how privilege works. Those who don't realize it are the ones who have it, who have this privilege. I found this thought provoking, but it's not what this slide is about. I wanted to discuss Michael Kimmel's response because I related to him more than the women in the group. He said, when I wake up in the morning and look in the mirror, I see a human being. This could be found exactly in 3 minutes. Growing up, I have never felt comfortable calling myself a woman, but I have always referred myself as one because of these social norms. In high school, I felt more comfortable expressing myself, and I began researching more about gender during COVID, during quarantine. I discovered that I am a person, I am a human being, and I do not need labels. I know who I am, and I love seeing me in the mirror. I love seeing that person. This generally made me think that society doesn't have the power to define me, no matter my class, my race, or gender, because we are all human beings. in my next slide, I'm going to talk a little bit more about gender and masculinity and how it affects us women. Kimmel would share that he would occasionally give guest lectures at his female colleagues' college. Once he overheard a student express in relief that they could finally get an objective opinion, meaning that whatever values or lectures the woman professor would say, or any woman would say, they would just shrug and say, well, of course you would say that. You are a woman, you are biased. And Kimmel states this at 4:15 in the video. This incident highlights that many people still undervalue women's perspectives, often viewing them as biased, overly sensitive, or even just a liar. However, when a man presents the same points, the same values, the same issues, they are taken more literal, more seriously. It's just frustrating that our society still holds these outdated views, and it seems like recent activist efforts haven't had the impact we feminists hoped for. This then brings to the class discussion questions that I have prepared. I would like for you to answer these either in a broad perspective or personally. Um, in what ways do societal expectations of gender impact personal identity? After watching this clip with Michael Kimmel in it, I already gave you my personal info and I hope that it wasn't overwhelming, but now I want to hear from you. Number two, how do Kimmel's views on masculinity change traditional gender norms? So, like how I explained in the third slide, how they respected Kimmel and they were grateful to finally have an objective opinion from a man. How does he challenge traditional gender norms? And I'm kind of curious. I want to hear what you guys could say. That's all I have for today's presentation. Thank you so much for listening, tuning in, or if you didn't and just get to the end, I don't blame you. But thank you for those who watched the whole thing, and I hope to read your responses soon. Goodbye.